Hello, great people. Candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 presidential election has revealed how he lost the election. Now, in this video, I'll be telling you what led to that revelation. I'll be telling you why Atiku Abubakar made that particular statement. And also, I'll be telling you what could have prompted Atiku Abubakar to still make that statement when the court has adjudicated over the case and the Supreme Court has spoken on the matter. I'll be talking about the influence of judiciary in the democracy and the conduct of INEC itself, and also the actions of the political gladiators. I'll be talking about all these and a whole lot more on this episode of Politic. If you are yet to subscribe, do what to subscribe to this channel. Now, what did Atiku Abubakar said? If I can use two words, which was what he said expressly, is he used the word criminally stolen. Now, let us get this thing right. Criminally stolen. That means that, one, he's saying that he didn't lose the election, but the election was stolen, and it was stolen in a criminal way. So you want to imagine that an election that INEC has declared a winner, the judiciary has sat on it, but you still say that the election was criminally stolen. Now, that brings us to the thing that, you see, when you are participating in a football match, the football match should be conducted in such a way that if you lose, your conscience is clear that you truly lost the election. But what we have in Nigeria is that an election will be done by INEC, and the candidates in those elections will still have a mind that their election, their mandate was criminally stolen. Because look at it, the election had come and gone. This court has made pronouncement. Bola Tinubu has spent a year and a half in office, and the runner-up in that election still believes that his mandate was criminally stolen. That means that he doesn't even have confidence in the pronouncement of the judiciary and the conduct of INEC. That itself is a problem, because in a country, some people will leave the rest to God and look towards the next election. There are some people that they will use that to be destabilizing the country, because imagine if you lose something, if you lost something, right, you will know that, oh, you are the one that lost this thing. But imagine that when your stuff is stolen and you have the mind that that thing is stolen, and you know somebody that you suspect that stole that thing, definitely your mind will not be clear. You will either look forward to buying another thing, which is looking forward to the next election, or you will leave it to God to be the judge, or you can also decide to be going against that particular person in such a way that you believe that, oh, this person stole your thing. So that is the importance of free and fair election. So an election that INEC has decided, the participant is in that election, after the court has decided, he still believes that his election was criminally stolen. That means by implication, he didn't get justice in the court. Now, there are two problems. Number one, you feel that INEC did not conduct itself properly. Two, the court, which is the last hope, which is the last bus stop, you still believe that you didn't get justice at the court, which is a problem for our democracy, because the court has been sitting on almost every election that is being done in the country. So it is the court that is determining who will rule us. It is the court that will determine who the governor is, who the president is. So what we are having is what I can call a judicratic system of government, or if you like, a judicracy, whereby the judiciary is the one determining. For instance, the election in Edo State, people that will determine who will eventually be the governor at the Supreme Court, those judges, there may not be any Edo indigenous among them, and they will sit down at the Supreme Court. They will be using their biro to do cancelled vote, invalid vote. They will be cancelling vote, wasted vote, be using different nomenclature to decide the fate of the Edo people when they themselves are not citizens of Edo State. Can we really call that a democracy in the true sense of it? Democracy is not really democratic if the election does not end at the ballot. For instance, the United States of America, election is going to be conducted and that election, when it's done, will end at the ballot. The election will end at the ballot and that ends it. But when election is being conducted and you still have to go to court for another round of election, it's a problem. And when the court has made a pronouncement and people are still castigating the pronouncement of court after judgment has been given, it shows that the integrity of the judiciary itself is at zero level. Because ordinarily, justice ought to have been done in such a way that Atiku Abubakar will be satisfied that, oh yes, justice has been done to this case. So a situation whereby the judiciary will be the one affirming every election, it is wrong. Democracy is power belong to the people, right? The power is now not with the people in the true sense of ordinary Nigerians. The power now lies with the judiciary. That is not how it is in a sane democracy. Now let's get into something, right? Atiku Abubakar said that his mandate was criminally stolen. Let us get something right, which is that Atiku Abubakar is accusing Tinubu. It's just that Tinubu is the smart thief in this case. In the if you want to put it in the context of the word stolen, Tinubu was able to outsmart Atiku. If Atiku himself has an opportunity to steal mandate, he too will steal it. So it is a matter of a thief accusing another thief. Because if Atiku had had the opportunity, if the opportunity had come his way, he too would have stolen the mandate. So it is just that the opportunity and the luck shines on Tinubu. That is why Atiku is accusing him. Now, can there be implications that when pronouncement have been made in court, when you now come out to cast aspersion, which is you saying that is either the judiciary is complicit, or you think that the judiciary is corrupt, or you think that the judiciary is not independent, because those are the things that can make them to give a judgment against you if you are the one that truly kind of like won that election. So if a judgment has been given and you now come out to cast aspersion on the image of the court, could there be consequences for that? Could Atiku Abubakar be charged to court? Could there be great implications on Atiku Abubakar, because now he has made that statement without implication? So if he made that statement without implication, if tomorrow there's a governorship election and one of the candidates also comes out to cast aspersion on the judiciary, right, and there's another governorship election, aspersion is cast on the judiciary, at the end of the day, it might lead to anarchy, because it will reduce the image and integrity of the judiciary itself, which itself will be a recipe for anarchy. And when that anarchy happens, the implication is that these politicians, the anarchy itself may not even affect them. It may be you and I, ordinary Nigerians, that this thing will end up affecting. Now, let us look at something. Atiku has been striving to be president since 1993 when MKO Abiola contested. Maybe some of you are just hearing this for the first time. But do your research, ask your big uncles, big aunts, those that are politically inclined. They will tell you that Atiku Abubakar was prevailed upon at that time to kind of like step down. So Atiku had been having interest in being the president since 1993. This is 2024, which is 31 years, right? So those kind of ambition does not die quick. But then Atiku, being a veteran contestant, is I think going to 80 or in his early 80s. The truth is that with the north-south, power rotation among themselves, the truth is, if Atiku Abubakar do not clinch it this next election, that means he has to wait till 2031, whereby it will be about, maybe 85, 86 years. So that means it is a rule out for him. So we don't expect Abubakar to kind of like give up on a 31-year-old ambition. In fact, in the true sense of lifelong ambition, it is this ambition of Atiku Abubakar that is a lifelong one. But then Atiku Abubakar missed his best opportunity, which I don't think he may regain again, which is 2027. You see, 2027, as Obasanjo was leaving, when Obasanjo did not allow him, and he came to, I think, the party of Bola Tinubu, ACN at that time, and Tinubu gave him the platform, that was Atiku's best chance, to the best of my knowledge. That was his best chance. to have clinched the presidency. But him losing it at that time, Atiku has fallen out of strategy. He has been contesting, has turned himself into a serial contestant. Well, now what is the essence of strategy? Look at Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He may not be perfect in governance. You can score him 0, you can score him below average. But in terms of being strategic, he's truly a strategist in the sense that he didn't rush. Bola Ahmed Tinubu went to bring Buhari. He facilitated Buhari's emergence. Buhari did not give him much leverage in his administration. Buhari wanted to do a second term. He still support him. He supported Buhari just so that he knows that when Buhari leaves there, power will naturally come to the Yoruba. You know, Yoruba and Hausa, or is it Hausa Fulani, have been greedy among themselves. They've been rotating power among themselves. You know, now he knows that Yoruba is more like a conquered territory for him politically, because most of the political gladiators owes him a debt of political gratitude. So Tinubu contested when Buhari left office, which was a strategy. So Tinubu also could have been contesting since 2007, right? By now he would have lost him in the eyes of the Nigerian electorate. But he waited for the right time. He was being strategic. And at the end of the day, he struck when the iron was hot and he clinched the presidency. That is one thing that Atiku Abubakar is lacking. And at the end of the day, Atiku Abubakar may end up being that president that Nigeria never has. Because in the sense that the way things are going, Tinubu will most likely get a second term, because whether by hook or crook, he will make sure that he won't give up easily. Presidents like Jonathan that are willing to give up, you know, easily are not rare. Maybe God usually creates one in 1,000 years. So maybe it's in another about 1,000 years before we have another one. So Tinubu will fight a good fight to either win the election legitimately or force his way back into office. So it is not sure for Atiku Abubakar. And that's why I said at the end of the day, Atiku Abubakar may be that president that we never have. But then he still believes that his election was criminally stolen. And that itself, it's a problem that you will participate in an election and you don't have confidence in. And in fact, if you ask Peter Obi, I'm sure that he too believes that his mandate was criminally stolen. But there can only be a winner in an election. So make the election transparent in such a way that if candidates lose, their mind will be at rest that they truly lost that election. Not that they will lose the election. According to INEC, the court would have sat on that particular case, pronounced judgment, and the candidate will still be saying his election is criminally. So that is an indictment on police that is overseeing the conduct of election. That is an indictment on INEC, the electoral umpire. That is also an indictment on the judiciary itself. And our democracy cannot thrive that way. Else, people will begin to seek alternative means to kind of like make sure that they get their mandate. An election may end up being brutal, will end up being radical and being bloody. We don't pray for that. So politicians should learn how to play by the rules, and INEC should also learn to do the right thing, and other agencies involved. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoshola Deji. Dr. Deji is a political scientist with a PhD in political science, and this is where we relax, whereby we talk about politics and happenings in the politics. So if you are watching me for the first time, do what to subscribe, do what to turn on your notification button, do what to catch up with my past videos, and of course, watch out for great videos coming from me. I have lots of videos, interesting ones, trust me. You know how we roll. Definitely, I will serve you as it's hot. It's been an interesting time with you, and of course, I'm just around the corner. Till I see you again, you already know that I love you all sincerely.